If you are a car lover and you are told that the engine of a car produces more than 1000 horsepower, you will probably raise your eyebrows. If they say that this power can be produced by a four-cylinder engine, you may be more curious and ask if it is possible. Now, if they tell you to get this power from a four-cylinder engine in 1982, what would you think? This video is about this topic. Stay with me until the end of the video. Hello, welcome to another video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, and if you like the video, be sure to like it. Honestly, the story is more interesting than this. If you don't know BMW, I must say that it was founded in 1910 as an airplane manufacturer. In 1916, this German company changed its name to Bayerische Flugzeuge, a Bavarian aircraft manufacturer, and then to BMW in 1922, which stands for Bayerische Motorenwerk. That is, the Bavarian engine manufacturer. I don't want to tell the history of the company, but it's good to know that since 1922, the first engine manufactured by BMW was a six-cylinder engine with a power of 185 horsepower, which was used on Air Force fighter planes. The BMW logo is also adapted from the propeller of the same plane plus the blue color of the Bavarian flag. Later, when BMW became a car manufacturer, it produced an engine called the M10, which it used in many of its cars since 1961. This engine was produced for 27 years and installed on 3.5 million cars. An engine with excellent engineering, comfortable and reliable. The cylinder block was cast iron and the cylinder head was aluminum. This engine was produced with different versions in terms of engine volume from 1.5 liter to 2 liter and had a power of 74 to 128 horsepower and was installed on BMW models in the 60s and 70s. In the late 70s, they took the 2-liter version of the same engine and added a turbocharger to it and got 168 horsepower and 245 Newton-meter of torque. For those who don't know what a turbocharger is, a technology that compresses the air entering the engine and increases the combustion power in the engine and helps to increase the engine power without increase the physical volume of the engine. BMW optimized this engine for Formula 2 races with a new cylinder head and 4 valves for each cylinder and took more than 300 horsepower from it and named this engine M12. This engine won 6 championships in Formula 2. It was here that BMW thought of Formula 1 racing. According to the rules at that time, participants could either compete with a natural breathing engine up to a maximum volume of 3000 cc, or with a turbo engine and a maximum volume of 1500 cc. During the 1982 racing season, the Brabham team used 1499cc BMW engine with 16 valves and turbocharger called the M12 under contract alongside its old engine, which was a 3-liter naturally aspirated Ford 8-cylinder engine with a power of 530 horsepower. It has been proven that the new BMW engine is faster and more powerful than the Ford engine, but not trusting the turbocharger. Meanwhile, Renault was the first company that had used a turbocharged engine in previous races and was not successful. Despite all this pessimism, Brabham team driver Nelson Piquet was able to win the race with this engine. It got even more interesting when Nelson Piquet won the Formula 1 championship the following year, 1983, with an M12 engine that had reached 850 horsepower. Piquet became the champion of the season and BMW was the first engine to win the World Championship that season with a turbo engine.
Nice.
Until 1985, this BMW engine was the most powerful engine in the competition, and every year it became more optimized and finally reached an amazing power of 1100 horsepower. Do you think it was enough? No. In 1986, a new version of the engine was presented called M12 whose power had reached a crazy number of more than 1400 horsepower and a torque of 1260 Newton-meter.
What?
To reach such a number, the turbo pressure must reach 80 psi, and for this reason, BMW has used a monster turbo. According to many, M12 is the most powerful engine that has been used in the entire history of Formula 1. In the Italian Grand Prix in 1986, 5 winning cars all had the new BMW M12 engine and recorded a top speed of 352 km per hour. The M12 engine was used until 1988, and after that the racing rules prohibited the use of turbo engines. Some say that BMW engineers used M10 cylinder blocks that had worked for more than 100,000 kilometers to build the M12 engine. They believed that if there was any defect in the casting and production process, it would show itself in this quantity, and if it remains healthy, then it can be trusted for the competition. They left the blocks exposed to the open-air rain and various elements for months, and finally, according to the tradition of the old sword makers, they urinated on them for the nitriding effect. This brilliant and excellent engine fought with all 6-cylinder and 8-cylinder engines, including naturally aspirated and even twin turbos, in competitions with 1 turbo and only 4 cylinders, and left good records. Besides the fact that BMW has been struggling with economic problems in the last 2 decades and is trying to make more money, its cars are not as good in terms of durability and economy, but it cannot be denied that technology and engineering and the high performance of its products are based on the rich history of its innovations. Let's go over it again. More than 1,400 horsepower only from 1,500cc engine,